Today I'm going to show you my hedgehog pin holder, which is not like a Kenzan. It doesn't pierce the flowers. It's more of a support mechanism. Stub wire, galvanized stub wire, galvanized in as much it's plastic coated or dipped, and so it lasts 3 times longer than a annealed wire, which is your raw steel, which obviously is your choice as to whether it's sustainable or not. But basically, if you use your annealed wire within this concept, as soon as annealed wire comes in contact with water and moisture, it starts to decompose and rust, and so that will impact on your flowers. So I do recommend this. And so what I've done is I've taken my 10 stems of galvanized wire, wrapped it around a dial, used some cable ties, which again isn't sustainable, but this is a product which you can reuse, and so which is why it becomes effective and a sustainable option. So you can use it this way or this way, and there's actually 6 of those mechanisms tied together. So I've got water in my bowl, in this beautiful glass bowl, which has got lots of rich colours. And so to start with, I'm going to use some of the Holoberia, and so I'm just going to place that round and through the design, and already without any piercing or kind of substantial mechanic, it's holding. We've got depth, we've got transition, we've got a really nice profile. I am going to show you another video on how to make that. And so I'm mostly going to use some Hedgehog Helix, which I've stripped down. This is a plant, so very much foliage from the garden today. And I'm just going to place this around, and as long as those stems, the ends, are cut and placed in water, then this will be absolutely fine. It needs that hydration. So you can see there's a beautiful profile there. These beautiful parrot, hydroponically grown tulipa. Aren't they absolutely fabulous? They're fresh, they're actually 10 days old, probably a little bit longer, but these are just beautiful. As these were delivered from Helen Chambers of Evolve Wholesale, these are one of her regular suppliers. She sold millions of tulips this spring. She told me to have them upright in a container where the roots are just touching a little bit of water, and so I've replicated that within this frame. And so can you see how I'm just popping these in? I don't have to pierce them, I don't have to wrap them in moss. Wrapping in moss is kind of a concept to keep the hydration, keep the moisture within the stem, but these are actually touching water, so we don't need to do that. But can you see how simple that is? Really vivid, strong colour in the centre, so that's creating a really powerful focal. And just moving them. Now, as I suspect you know, but tulips are phototropic. They respond to light, they move to light. And so where the light's coming in this direction at the moment, if this was here in the morning and the sun came around this way, those tulips would all turn around. And so I've only got a small amount of water in there, because when you've got your cut tulips, your harvested tulips away from the bulb, we only ever put those in ½ inch of water, because if you put them in deeper water, they just explode. But by having a shorter amount of water and regularly filling those up, then that's a way of controlling them. How cheerful are these again? The foliage is just amazing. So just popping these in, they're staying where I'm placing them. How clever is this? Create a little bit of height. That's nestled in. Create a little bit of layering. You can hear the squeakiness. That's always a sure sign when you've got a bunch of tulips that they're fresh, and you can rub the foliage together. And so just to enhance that further are the beautiful tater tape. I've got some single narcissi and some double, which I'm just going to nestle in here. Now after this design has died off, which is probably going to be in a week or so, let these balls dry, and then come September, place them in water, a little bit of water just to hydrate them again, and then pop them on in the garden, and these will come up in the garden. Just look at that, isn't that stunning? So if you wanted to, you could enhance this further by putting some eggs in for Easter, perhaps a chicken or 2, or perhaps even a rabbit. Another piece of the vine just nestled through there, just to finish that off. You need a little bit of manual dexterity to use the mechanic, but that mechanic, because it's galvanized wire, you can use time and time again. And so that is my spring design for you.